just us three tonight.
Yeah.
But we have
Tres amigos.
we have got a special guest though. So as there's only three of us, shall I bring him straight in?
Good idea.
Yeah, why not?
Come on.
Yeah. Go for it.
Right.
Let's stop the suspense.
Yeah, let's do it.
Punchy.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
Run him down! Run!
That's what I do on here.
How you doing, Ron?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. How's the panel doing tonight? Kev, how are you doing, Jackie? And of course, Marcus. I haven't seen Marcus in ages.
Yeah.
And hours.
No, I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm sorry I'm missing out on my friend Steve and Terry, but maybe get me on sometime again when the whole gang's here.
Yeah, it's like Terry's got his grandson staying with him, and the grandson's taken over his man cave, so he can't even get in there, let alone run home. Steve's on a roller coaster somewhere, and he's hoping to join us. So
he could be literally on a roller coaster somewhere.
Yeah,
I
would love to have somebody come on from Space Mountain sometime.
That'd be good.
That'd be cool. Of course, it's kind of dark in there, Ron.
Well, he Steve's a big timer. He probably has external light source.
That could be.
Yeah, he's got all the gear.
Yeah,
all the gear, isn't he?
And we got to meet his lovely wife this week.
Yeah, Haley, she went as well. So,
yeah, very nice. Yeah,
quite a bit of time with Haley too. Yeah,
I
think she was a little bit. I'm trying to think of the right word.
But, overwhelmed?
Well, by Steve's kind of celebrity status, right?
Oh, right.
You walk into a bunch of strangers. Of course, everybody knew Steve, right? They're all walking up.
And she wouldn't have had a clue who they were.
Who the hell are these people?
Yeah. She was very quiet at first. Yeah.
Raising the audience, he says, Haley's so nice and quiet.
But no, the first day we were there, Haley hung out with Sarah and Susan there when we were there at Du Bois Park. They just were sitting there shooting the breeze while Ron and I were flying our drones.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and then we took them over to our favorite spot, the hamburger joint just down the street.
Yeah.
That is a good spot, Ron. I can't remember what's the name of it again.
The Burger Shack. I mean,
Burger Shack.
Exactly right down the street from this place, and it's a spot in Jupiter. A couple years ago, you couldn't even get in there. It was so hot. It's not as popular now, but it's still a nice spot. Unfortunately, I picked the night they had some kind of a DJ guy there, and he had the volume up. If the volume go up to 10, he had it at 11.
They were playing trivia, and we couldn't even hear ourselves think. Yeah,
that's too loud, isn't it?
I think he started all that like a minute before we walked in.
Yeah. Wow. We still had fun though.
Should we give some shout outs? We should do that, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
We can't just have a night off because Steve's not here. We've got to do our job, haven't we? Okay, we got Fly Guy Merrill, got Colin from Drone on Aerial Media, got Bud, Steve SJM, Ron John's in, Ray Kelly, John Olsen, Steve Knowles, oh my god, Mark R. Whites. Kev, do you want to shout some out?
Yeah, if you like. We've got Lauren, RJ's Aerials. Did we say John Olsen? Where did you start, from the top or the bottom?
And second week, Marcus met RG Aerials last weekend.
That's Ron John.
Let's not forget Flying Flynn Media. John.
Yeah,
we
Alan from Drone Views.
He's old hat.
Alan.
Alan's in here. Who let Alan in?
Oh, Alan's in here.
He deserves to be let in. He's a good
does.
Whackers.
Laurie. I don't know whether Chuck's in. I can't
that must
see
have been Chuck somewhere.
Yeah.
It
You say Bud Piper,
What's in? Yeah.
Ray
What's in?
Kelly.
He's watching the golf.
Oh, right.
Ray was down there too, I think, Mark.
Drone on Aerial Media.
That's Colin. Yeah.
Suzanne from Albion Drones. Keith Quackers. Who else have we got?
Oh, lots.
I'm looking. I think we've done most. KF Drones.
Did you get John Olson from Long Island, New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
We've missed you. We're sorry, but we love you.
I think we've covered it. I think we've got a lot of them twice.
What
Yeah, I
about
think
Caroline?
Caroline.
Caroline?
We crossed
Oh, Caroline.
Highland Coo. Highland
Oh,
Coo.
yes,
did we
Karen,
say?
yeah. Hopefully I said
Yeah.
Karen. Can't remember.
And I think we've exhausted all the list at the moment that I can see.
Okay, well, we'll come back and get the new people.
Yeah.
Come
Good
in later.
evening to you all.
What was your highlight then of South Florida drone meet?
Let me throw this in real fast. Captain Ray Kelly is fishing and watching us right now because he cannot fly a drone today because when President Trump comes to Mar-a-Lago, that whole South Florida drone area that we were hanging out
no
with
fly
is
zone.
under a TFR. But luckily,
Oh,
the Jensen Beach Causeway is just far enough north to be
Yeah.
legal when the president's in town for the weekend. So that's
Yeah,
why
when
it's crazy.
we were in Jupiter, we had to stop flying because of the stupid
At
president.
3:30 on Thursday afternoon. Yeah.
Some guy came to town.
really? So
Yeah.
you just had to stop at that time and that was it, no more flying?
Temporary flight restriction, can't do it. And you don't want to break that rule, trust me.
No.
Especially for the president. No.
No.
Yeah.
I got a quick story I can tell about the
Oh, yeah.
about the
Yeah, go ahead.
meetup.
Go
Well,
ahead.
kind of surrounding the meetup. So in preparation for the meetup, I ordered a bunch of swag, right? Hats
Oh, yeah.
and shirts and
Nice.
things to give away to my friends, right?
Yeah.
Had it all organized. I had little bags. I had one with Ron's name on it. I had one with Steve's name on it. You know, people that were going to be there. I put together a little bag of stuff for them. And of course, Sarah and I, we went on a 10-day Caribbean cruise before the meetup. Well, I didn't want to carry all that stuff around with me the whole time. So I said, okay, I'm a logistics guy. I can figure this out. So I shipped it to my friend Johnny Drone Flyer.
To bring.
Some people know him as Johnny Drone Buyer. However, shipped it to him about 2 weeks in advance of when he was going to leave.
Yeah.
Package never got to him.
Oh no. So where is it?
So the whole meetup is over. Johnny's driving home. The day he gets home, the package arrives.
Oh no.
So now we flip it around. I got online and I printed a new postage label, and I just sent it to Johnny so he could send it back to me. It's taking less than a week for that package to get back to me, about 6 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Marcus, I think the
Couldn't
problem
get there in time, but hey.
I think the problem is they thought it was a drone, so they were slowing it down as per usual.
Yeah.
You should have had
they were,
nothing
weren't they?
written about drones on the side of the box.
Took 3 weeks to get there. I mean, that's
Thank
like the
Goodness,
Trade Post,
thank
right? Like the
goodness
Royal Post.
my little action figure arrived that you made me, Marcus. Look, you can see it on my sofa.
Wow.
How cool is that, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun putting that together.
So,
Everyone's doing it. They're great,
you
aren't
asked
they?
me the question a while ago about my impressions of the meetup, and Marcus and I are veterans, and the routine sort of stays the same from year to year. We have a meet and greet Friday, we have our big flight day on Saturday, then we have another more flying, Sunday, say Sunday morning, early afternoon. So it's the same routine, it's the same location. So for Marcus and I, we've already flown these spots. I mean, I actually don't do a lot of flying because I've on the bridge years before. But for I think Marcus, speak for Marcus too. Our main thing is just to go up and try to meet and talk to people and have conversations with as many people as we can get to, because the new people come every year. So it's always a group
So
of
there's
people
always
that
new
we haven't
faces.
met before. So I try to talk, try to get to know people a little bit. And that's more of my concern is, like almost like a meet and greet, than really me out there flying a drone, at that event. Because again, I've flown all those spots before,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now Ron, a couple places
I did introduce Marcus to a new secret spot. He's going to tell you about it.
I'm gonna tell you about two different places that I had never flown before. Number one was the Juneau Pier. Captain Ray set us up with a place to meet to fly that. Now, regular viewers of Drone Seekers may recall that last year, Steve and Terry and I and some other folks tried to fly there, and the local constabulary stopped us. And of course, Terry took him aside and said, "Hey, we're good guys." So there were no tickets.
And Marcus got the blame there because it said as soon as he threw his landing pad down in the sand,
right.
They busted us.
That's right. It was me. But anyway, so we didn't get to fly the Juneau Pier. Well, anyway, Captain Ray has got a secret spot that is away from that area, and I got to go fly around the pier and so forth with my Air 3S. It was very windy. Lots of people.
Yeah, the whole weekend looked really windy.
There was a lot of wind going on, but we still met, and the Air 3S is perfect for that. It's a pretty robust bird, and it'll take on some pretty heavy duty winds. Anyway, so secondly, there's another spot that I've always heard about, and my friend Ron Brown took me there the day of the meetup. The Sunday after the meetup, we went to this place called House of Refuge, and it's an interesting spot.
House of Refuge / Gilbert's Bar.
/Gilbert's Bar, that's correct. So there's some interesting things going on there. It's this little very narrow spit of land that out in the ocean between the Intracoastal Waterway and the Atlantic Ocean.
Marcus, we call that a barrier island.
Well, it's a barrier island, but it's also at that point it is. What would you say, Ron? 100 yards wide? I mean, it's not very wide. Maybe 200 yards wide. It's not very wide.
A house
sounds a bit like La Manga Sleeve, doesn't it, Kev?
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah. So, in any case, the shoreline has a bunch of rocks in it, and what did you call them, Ron? Blowing rocks or whatever?
Blowing rocks, because when the waves are high, it comes in. You probably have the spadering in someplace, and the water goes way up in the air.
I saw Audrey's video of it. I think.
Over thousands of years.
Yeah.
A lot of people have posted videos, but in any case, the other interesting thing about that spot, the reason it's called House of Refuge, there's a tower there, not a very high tower, but a tower nonetheless. It was built in the mid 1800s because ships would they would hit shoals off the coast of this. There's a lot of, and so they would make it to this little narrow spit of land.
Mark, just for a second, Gilbert, who's kind of like a land pirate, he actually would flash lights up and lure the ships into those reefs so the crash on purpose. And then Gilbert and his pirates would go out and recover all the goods or whatever.
Steal their goodies.
The crash, yeah.
But what happened is a lot of these people, they'd get to this little narrow spit of land, then they had no way to get to the mainland, and they would literally starve to death. There was water, there was no. So they built this House of Refuge, and they built several of them along the coast there, just for that purpose. If somebody crashed there, okay, we've got some
water. These barrier islands were basically uninhabited, so if you crashed on them, you died out there.
You were as we say in the U.S., SOL, and I'll let you figure out what that stands for. The last two parts of it.
While we're figuring that out, then should we play one of Ron's videos?
Hopefully, Hopefully, you picked the video that I made on the House of Refuge. It was only.
You'll have to wait and see because
it's a surprise, Ron. Stop! It's a surprise.
Okay, sorry. We've got a full house now.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Hello, Caroline.
We've got
Caroline,
Steve, and we've got Caroline for the joke.
Hello, Steve.
Of course.
Steve, we can't hear you.
Oh,
Steve, if you can hear us, give us a
we can't hear
feedback.
you.
Ah, that's better. Yeah, try again. You was on mute. No. No.
Say something.
Say something. Don't you hear me?
Ah, that's
Yes,
better. We can
yeah.
hear you.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yay. How's Florida? Yeah.
Oh, Ida. So I'm trying to guess where you're at here. You're at the Magic Kingdom. You're over by the Jungle Cruise.
You know it so well, Marcus.
Yeah,
It's the quietest I've ever heard, Steve.
yeah. That's definitely the Magic Kingdom.
Florida looks a lot better than New Jersey right now.
We're walking. We're walking.
We're walking.
Uh,
Thanks for jumping in, Caroline. You can be Terry.
You're
this
welcome.
week. What's he showing us?
Is that the Rivers of America? I'm not 100%. No, that's the Jungle Cruise.
Oh, it looks lovely and sunny there.
I don't think he's going to tell us.
No, he's just wandering around saying,
Yeah.
I'm in Florida. I'm in Orlando.
You froze, Steve.
I know,
I'm
he's
sorry, you're frozen. Oh, now he's back. Kind of back.
Kind of bad.
He's bad frame rates there.
Oh, dear.
Oh yeah. He's over by the Jungle Cruise. Yeah.
You know your way around it quite well.
I've been there a couple times.
How's the Wi-Fi
Ooh.
there, Marcus?
I never worried about the Wi-Fi when I was there, Ron, so I got no clue. Yeah. Yeah. Well, good look at Steve's chin there, folks.
Yeah. Excellent angle.
He's got the best chin in the business.
How's Caroline? Have you been flying this week?
No, actually, I tried to go yesterday, but as I was setting up next to Sludgeworth Reservoir, can't remember the name exactly.
It's a nice name.
And the wind came up so strong, it literally blew me over.
Oh,
So I
wow.
thought, no, I'm not flying in that.
Oh yeah, he's by the he's in the Animal Kingdom, the Tree of Life. That's called the Tree of Life. That's where he's at.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, it's my next door neighbor's tree.
That's a cool tree. So if you look at the side of that tree, it's all animals that are kind of in the bark
Oh,
of
that's
the tree. You have to figure out what's what.
Neat.
Yeah,
Neat. So,
yeah.
Now, will Steve pop a drone out at some point and fly around the tree, Marcus?
Yeah, that's a big no. That's a TFR for you. There's one of the animals. There's a bird, right?
yeah.
And the whole tree looks like that. It's
crikey.
and you try and pick all the animals out of what's in the Tree of Life there. So and there
Steve
used
puts
to be
Kelly's on
a
camera here.
yeah, no climbing. There used to be a feature under there.
Oh, spoil sports.
It's a Bug's Life. Just closed. It's a Bug's Life. You don't get to see that anymore, but that took place directly underneath that tree.
Mm. So, are you not saying anything, Steve, or does it not work?
I don't think it's working. Can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
can hear you. Yeah.
It's working.
Right. No, I thought you could hear me, so I'm not saying anything.
No, we can hear you. Are you having a good time?
I've walked on average 16,000 steps a day. So what do you reckon?
Wow. That's some going.
That's a lot of walking.
That's an average.
Hold the camera up. We can only see your chin. That's better.
There's someone go back to Haley's down. I've left her. So what I
Oh,
wanted
have you?
that is iconic. That
Oh.
look
Oh.
at that. On video. And yeah, so
Cool.
So over Disney property, there is a permanent TFR.
So you can never fly
yeah.
there.
You can never fly there. I'm sure there's probably people that get permission from Disney to do, I'm sure, promotional things for
Promotion.
Disney.
Yeah.
But beyond that, you cannot fly a drone there.
I must just say, I'm not sure he's actually watching. If he is watching, obviously, my tireless efforts to ever boost Drone Seekers, subscriptions, as it were. There was a guy who stayed at the hotel, and sat there chatting to him the other night. I said to him, "Right, we fly drones. That's what we've been doing in Stewart and down in Jupiter." He said, "All right." I said, "So there's our channel. Watch our show, 3 p.m. today. So if you are watching, all right, I'll see you in the smoking shortly."
Hey, the other thing is in Orlando, Steve, you cannot fly a drone without a city permit. If you're within the city limits of Orlando, they don't allow you to take off, or you got to have a permit.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, we've been tirelessly doing vlogs. I'm not sure. I've lost Haley. I'm not sure where I left her. I left her in a rest. I'll tell you what, Marcus, and I will take back. I was saying to you last time I was over in Florida that the food wasn't, 100%. But I'll tell you, me and Haley were some of the best meals ever.
Excellent.
We went to, is it cheap? No.
It's very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
You pay what you get. We just went to, was it Rainforest Cafe yesterday?
Rainforest Cafe, yeah.
And there's actually one here as well. We didn't realise there's actually one in Animal Kingdom as well. But we was going to Magic Kingdom today, but we decided not to go to Magic Kingdom because we want to fly the Avatar ride, and it was wow.
Yeah.
Flight of Passage.
The Flight
Nice.
of Passage, yeah. Oh, I tell you.
Yeah.
We queued up for, well, it said 80 minutes, but it was actually longer than that.
Oh God, I wouldn't like it too long.
Oh, it is so cool, though. Ask Steve, it is the coolest thing you've ever done.
And you can see Haley's face. And she's
Hey, Haley, how you doing? You found her.
Hi, Haley.
because poor Haley, I've been dragging her around some of these rides. I tried on. I don't tell you. Actually, I feel I can hear more out of my speaker around my headphones. Got my headphones on, I suddenly realised, well, why the hell can't I hear anything out? I said, I'm not going to do.
That's better.
Yeah. No, honestly, I had these working because I thought too noisy. I can hear them.
Hey, Steve, it's difficult to hear you. You're coming in and out.
So it's cracking up a bit now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
maybe we ought to.
Yeah. But anyway, look, I'm gonna shoot off because we're gonna go back to the hotel soon, and then we're off to Hollywood Studios tonight.
Nice, enjoy.
And to see a show there and do a couple of scary rides because I love scary rides. Anyway,
Excellent.
have a good rest of your show, and I will see
Will
you.
do. Enjoy
Anthony,
Florida.
in the UK.
Enjoy the rest of your time there.
Yeah,
Bye.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
Take care. See you later.
See you later,
Bye.
Steve.
Good night.
Bye.
Yay.
Bye.
Get a full house. See you later.
Haley.
Can't work out how the hell I'll get out of this show. I'll just close it down.
I could
It is.
project if you like.
It is so difficult to broadcast from the field like that because you just
Oh,
you struggle to get good audio. But it looks like they're really having fun.
Marcus, it looks like Steve has no plans of coming back to the UK anytime soon.
well, who can blame you?
Enjoying it too much. And
Well,
who wouldn't with that lovely weather? God.
There's a backstory to this, and that is last year when Steve was at the South Florida meetup. When I was done, I spent a couple of days there in Orlando at Disney World, and he goes, "Oh, that's not for me. I'm not interested in that. Whatever." Well, then Haley said, "Hey, if you want me to come to Florida, we're going to go to Disney World." So he started watching YouTube videos, and then he got all excited about it. And you can tell he's having fun now. But one of the things that he said there, I don't know if you heard, he was talking about the food. The food at Disney World is half the fun. It's good dining there. Very
Mark,
expensive.
you heard it mention the Rainbow Cafe. We have one in Atlantic City also. It's a favorite location of my nieces to go there for like the
Rainforest Cafe, yeah.
Yeah, Rainforest
Nice.
Cafe. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So back to drones.
We stand on the brink of destiny.
Should we play another video then? I've got
Yeah.
another one.
And that last video was in Margate City.
I
That
know,
was
it's
a nice
lovely.
And
The
you saw
Margate
that
Police were at the
that
South Florida Drone Meetup.
that motorized wing. That was Marcus flying that thing.
Right, we're
You
going
saw
to
it
play
wave to
another one.
me.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
got
It's
I
good.
got lucky. Well, I knew the guy was coming. I know the guy, you know, so it wasn't just some random guy. I knew he was coming back, but I still got lucky on the shot. I got lucky. Those birds all flew towards me. So much for the birds riding the drone. Those birds, hundreds of birds flew right by that drone. They just went right around it.
Yeah.
Gave it a whole birth.
Yeah.
Right, got another one then. We'll play this one.
Roll that clip. Thanks for all the comments in the chat, guys. And I do want to let you know that was filmed like early last October with all new equipment. Then the Air 3S was the drone, and the Action 5 Pro was the ground B-roll camera. So both great pieces of gear.
And Don Forever, right?
Ron? That was the last weekend. Jillian's been in business like 90 years. Actually, the mayor of Ocean City owns it, but it went out of business. He said he wasn't making any money out of it.
It's closed down now, has it? Then
that was the last weekend, and now it looks like it's going to be a luxury hotel, and people are very sad. It was one of those popular places in Ocean City, especially for young children.
Carolyn thought it was Blackpool.
Well, I'm sure all our shore towns of music are modeled after Blackpool. I'm sure that's where the inspiration for a lot of these things came from Blackpool. So
I've never been to that
Ocean
one.
City is one of those towns where probably in the wintertime they probably have 10,000 people live there in the winter. In the summertime, hundreds of thousands of people are there during the
Yeah.
summer, weeks or whatever with all the tourism. I mean, it would be more expensive to get a condo in Ocean City, New Jersey, like in July and August, than it would to get a luxury condo in the Caribbean. That's how popular that place is.
Crikey.
Now it's just going to be
Just
an
like- I've just noticed Caroline's typing. Look, Terry in disguise. Excellent. Oh dear.
So that Ocean City's a town's a little bit south of me. Again, it's all about Barrow Islands. They're the Barrow Island south of the one I'm on. But I mean, just a 10, 15-minute drive for me to be from my house to down. The downtown Ocean City is 9th Street. If you go to the city, you want to be on 9th Street. That's the hot spot. That's the hub. That's where all the action is.
Cool.
Yeah.
But you would never find a parking spot there in the summer though. You'd have to,
Be jam packed.
Yeah. You have to be parked at 7 a.m. to get a spot.
And Ron lives there.
Wow.
Lucky man.
I don't go over much in the high season because again, that town is crowded.
Well, Ron. So there's a good point here in that you're kind of a little bit trapped during the high season, right? Because getting on and off the island is difficult. So if you want to go grocery shopping or whatever, you have to really plan ahead to do it.
I mean, I go weeks in the summer without ever leaving the island or whatever, and of course too, it gets real hot inland here. Like last summer was a hot summer. It was in the hundreds for a lot of days. But out in the island, which is a couple miles out to sea or whatever, it's 80. It's a lot. I'm giving you Fahrenheit. I know you guys don't know Fahrenheit, but anyway, it's a lot cooler on the island than just a few miles back on the land.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. So Marcus,
get all the good reaction to the video.
I've got a question for Marcus. What was it like flying drones in the Caribbean?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting. So, Audrey Dempsey, Bob Dempsey's wife, kind of put that whole cruise thing together, and it was a 10-day Virgin cruise, and we had a number of islands, and I think that we had like 8 stops on that cruise, and there were a couple places. Well, there was one place we knew for sure we couldn't fly our drones. And that was Barbados. However, she got special permission from Virgin Cruise Lines to allow us to even bring our drones because most cruise lines, they'll confiscate.
Do they?
Right. So we had to check them in every time we got on the ship and then check them back out when we got off. But the beauty of it is places like Tortola, one of my favorite was St. Vincent. What we did is we would get off. There were a group of us. There was Bob and Audrey. There was Jay Santiago and his wife Evelyn, and then Barkley, our good friend Barkley, and Jenna. We would all get together and we would just hire a cab for the day.
Yeah.
We'd say, hey, take us to cool places. We tell them we're drone flyers. Take us to cool places to fly drones. And holy cow, did we get...
So you didn't really have a plan as such. You just ended up somewhere nice and flew.
That's exactly right. That is
Fantastic.
exactly right.
Yeah. And to Marcus's point about not being able to fly in Barbados, I told him he didn't really miss out much. Most of these islands he visited were the volcanoes coming out of the ocean. So they're mountainous or something to see. Barbados, except it's just like a flat rock. It's really, it's really enough to see in Barbados. I mean, beaches, whatever, but inland, it's just a flat rock.
But the point is, we got to fly some beautiful beaches. I'll just give you one quick highlight. We were on St. Vincent, and I'm sitting in the front of this van with the cab driver, and he said, and I saw this fort up on top of a hill there, and I said, well, what about that? And he goes, well, it's closed. They're doing some construction up there. But he said, let me see what I can do. This guy gets on his phone. He's got a buddy that's working construction up at this old fort. and of course, all those forts, it's always the British fighting the French. Every one of those, all in the Caribbean, it's always the British fighting the French.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was this fort, and he got us into this thing while they were doing some construction up there.
So you had it to yourself?
We had it to ourselves. We got to launch our drones around this fort.
Right.
It was awesome. We had some fantastic vistas.
It's
Just-
who you know in life, isn't it?
Well, it's just like, some of the things when you fly drones, you launch in a place like this and you go, okay, this is why I fly these drones. It's really
And what's interesting to us American tourists when we visit the Caribbean, unlike you guys from the UK, you have castles of stuff going back who knows how many years or whatever. In the US, nothing goes back much before the 1700s. So we go to the Caribbean, which was established before the US. So we see things older in the Caribbean than the US because again, they were settled in the Caribbean 100 years or so before they were settled in the U.S. So it's more history to see there.
Speaking of which, Ron, we got to fly our drones where the Pirates of the Caribbean was filmed.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So
anyway, that's kind of the gist of it. It was pretty good. It was a lot of fun.
And Mark has already put up a great video of that location in Puerto Rico. How'd you pronounce that?
Mar Chiquita.
And Bob Dempsey. Bob Dempsey, just in the last 24 hours, he put his video up at that location also.
Jackie knows what Mar Chiquita means. Little ocean, right? Little sea. Yeah.
So if you guys haven't seen that video, Marcus and Bob have beautiful videos from that location.
Okay, real quick backstory on that one. So Jay Santiago is from Puerto Rico, and he lives in New York now, but originally he and his wife both from Puerto Rican descent, and so they know Puerto Rico quite well. And we all met at a hotel there. That's where the cruise ship left from. So he took us out to this Mar Chiquita, and oh my goodness, it was amazing.
Oh, it sounds good. We want to go, don't we, Caroline? Caribbean.
Always.
Let's start a new meetup. We'll call it the Drone Seekers Drone Nation Caribbean Meetup.
Yeah. Buy your tickets now. Yes.
Well, we'll get you in today. You can get a ticket today, only $10,000 for an introductory ticket or whatever. Just pay that money right to backpack back.
Yeah.
Start saving now for the next 10 years.
Yeah, that's right. I could sell my limited edition action figure, but I'm not going to. Priceless, that. All right, shall I play another video? This one is called, because I can't remember how to get the titles up at the bottom. Steve did show me
if it has a title, I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, it's Sunset Beach. I'll play this
Sunset Beach. Oh, Cape May.
Yeah, here we go. Wow.
Thank
That's
you. Thank you.
sunset. Cool.
That Marcus, that was our favorite mini drone, the Mini 4 Pro. Filmed that video. That's from last fall too. And that thing you're seeing in the water there, that was a. I know you're gonna think I'm saying something funny here. A concrete ship. For some reason, it had a concrete ship, and they brought it there from New York or someplace in 1925. I think it had something to do with the war. They had these concrete.
World War II victory ships, they called them. Yeah,
and I think they sunk on purpose. But anyhow, it sunk. It's
Well, I guess it would if it's concrete.
when I was a kid, you could see a lot more of it. Every so often you see less and less. When I was a kid, you could still tell it was a ship, but now it just looks like like nothing now. But it probably won't. If I lived in 20 years, it may not even be there. But I wish I had a drone back in the 60s and 70s to film it when it was more out of the water.
Now you need a drone and a time machine. You could go back.
Yeah, or I need one of those underwater type of drones. You could go down there and get it from below. I'm sure I'm sure it's a lot of fish use it as a little house down there. But Cape May is the very end of New Jersey. New Jersey, the peninsula that sticks way out, and that's the very last town. And where that location is, that's actually facing it's a river, the Delaware River comes up there. So that's kind of looking towards, I guess, Pennsylvania, whatever, from that point or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Delaware River is a huge river. I mean, it's like a little ocean. But and that boat you see in the video, that's the Cape May ferry. You can take a ferry boat from just north of that location to Delaware. You guys heard of Delaware? I think it's a small state in the U.S. They call it small wonder.
Rhode Island.
Presidents from Delaware. I won't say any names that upsetting the political people.
Joe Biden was from Delaware. Okay.
And it takes about less than an hour you can get from said New Jersey to Delaware. Delaware is on its own peninsula too, so it's sometimes handy to take that rather than drive because you can avoid a whole bunch of driving through a bunch of big cities to get south. Like actually, when I went to the drone meetup to Florida, I took that ferry boat to get to the Delmarva Peninsula, they call it. I took it all the way down and took another bridge over to get south of DC to get in the auto trade. But that's a whole other video coming on a drone channel near you soon. So thanks everybody for the comments about the video.
Yeah, very nice. We got a few more videos. I don't think we're going to play all of them, but we'll play another one now.
One of the short ones.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
Thank you. That's another marketing video. We don't often get snow in my town.
No.
Maybe it happens every 3-4 years or whatever. Maybe not even that. So when it happens, you got to get out there and fast and film because it melts real quick. But the problem is usually after it snow's over, the about 100-mile-per-hour wind or whatever. So I just got lucky that day that the wind died down. I got it went away.
So that is your local beach. That's your
Yeah, that one street's like right. That's a street right down to my house that I went by near the end.
Nice.
So,
Yeah.
so don't often get it, but when you do it, it does kind of look kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get snow on the beach in the UK, Jackie?
In the UK, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
But not in Spain. On the mountains in Spain. But we've got right, I've got to find the buttons. They're somewhere. Right, I found the buttons. Right, now we've all got a point of Caroline.
Caroline. Terry in disguise. Terry in disguise.
It doesn't say Caroline, it says Terry, but we know it's Terry in disguise, so
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
Just checking, you can hear me okay?
Yep.
Right, there's this old fella just sitting on his porch taking in the day. One afternoon he sees a kid ride past in his bike with a roll of chicken wire. The old guy asks, "Where are you going with that roll of chicken wire?" "Son, I'm going to catch me some chickens down the park."
no.
"You don't catch chickens with chicken wire." The old fella shakes his head in exasperation with the youth of today. Half an hour later, the chicken rides past with 3 chickens bundled up in the chicken wire. "Well, I'll be hornswoggled." The next day, the kid rides past with a roll of duct tape on the handlebars of his bike. The old guy asks, "Where are you going with that duct tape, son?" "I'm going to catch me some ducks down at the pond." "You don't catch ducks with duct tape, son." The old fella shakes his head again in in despair with the youth of today. Half an hour later, the kid rides past with 3 ducks rolled up in the duct tape. "Well, I'll be hornswoggled." The next day, the kid rides past with a couple of stalks of pussy whistle. The old guy says, "Hang on, I'll get my hat."
Terry's Joke of the Week.
Terry would have been proud of that one.
Yay, Terry in disguise.
All about
Good
the
as well.
awful American accent.
Right, let's play another video. Got a short one. Yeah, brilliant.
Hey, Jackie.
I just got a picture
Yeah, okay, you saw it. Okay.
from
And
Ray.
Jackie, you always hear about Margate City. Well, that's kind of a tour. You saw all Margate there. It's a small town. It's only a couple miles long.
Yeah.
Can you see it? Oh,
Hey, let me share my screen.
you
Jackie,
try and share it.
I'll put it up on the
Doing a
screen.
weird green screen thing here.
Yeah. Hang
Ray's
on.
just sent us this picture.
Yep. Give me just a second. Share screen. It's going to take me a second to find it here. So
Right.
Bear with us, folks. Our
It
producers
took me
in
half.
Florida.
Took me half a show to find out how to show the captions. Nobody noticed.
To answer Ray's question, chat, Ray, I think a lot of that was on the Air 3S.
Ah.
Well, no, I didn't have it last summer. That's probably the Air 3, Ray.
Oh, I can see it at the bottom. I can add it, Marcus. There you go. Hey.
Oh, Ray's on catfish.
that looks like a catfish to me.
It does.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice one, Ray.
That's the one that didn't get away.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's
I'm
great.
gonna put
And that's secret spot number one, and that's can't tell you where that is, but that's like almost Ray's secret spot number one. I've been there, but I can't reveal it. And Jackie, did I get to tell you I got to visit Margate in Florida when I was down there last month. So I visited.
There's a Margate. There's a Margate in Florida as well.
Oh, there's more to it than that, Ron. Ron, tell them about what happened at the meetup with Margate.
Oh, well, the Margate police, in the U.S., they don't want the police and fire and rescue to use DJI drones anymore. I mean, why have police and rescue use the best drone, right? So now they have Scudio drones, and two police officers from Margate, Florida, brought Scudio drones to the meetup, and they demonstrated them. Yeah, so Margate was represented at the meetup.
So are they the same as the Skydio that Marcus has? The blue?
Well, this is an enterprise version that probably costs a few dollars more.
Right.
Poquito.
Un poquito, see.
But what they're trying to do is they're trying to replace the DJI Enterprise drones, such as the Matrice drones and things like that, with these Scudio Enterprise level drones or whatever, because of the quote safety issues with the DJI drones. All that spying that's going on.
By the way, Carolyn, we were at a show on that cruise ship, and they led the whole group in a sing-along of Sweet Caroline. And I said, God, I wish I could have. If I didn't have my phone, I would have recorded it and sent it to you.
Oh, bloody phone, Marcus, come on.
I mean, in the U.S. and even the Caribbean, Sweet Caroline is a must standard at karaoke night. It's like usually the first song of the night. It's required.
Oh, Kev wants a sweet Kevin, don't you?
Do I?
Yeah.
I thought I was sweet already.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the only song that's popping karaoke over here is that the Buttercup song, "Build Me Up, Buttercup."
Oh yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
The Buttercup song.
Buttercup, baby, just to let me down.
That's another easy one to sing. Anybody can sing "Build Me Up, Buttercup."
Yeah.
Oh, I got one final video of Ron's to play.
Okay.
We couldn't have Ron on and not have Lucy.
And we're doing kind of almost the Margate collection too, which is nice.
Yeah, but we've got to finish with a Lucy the elephant.
Oh, okay. The stuff.
Hello, folks. It's Ron back here on Ron Brown's YouTube channel. And we're here in front of Lucy the elephant here, who just won the top #1 roadside attraction in America. I had posted something on a couple social media feeds, including Facebook and Twitter, about how to vote on, but the voting's all over now. I don't know who came in second, third, or whatever, but Lucy did win #1 roadside attraction in America. So, Lucy down here at the heart of Margate City, New Jersey, right here, just a stone's throw from the beach or whatever. She's been here, been in this location for quite a number of years now, was restored a couple years ago, and it's good to see her, get her recognition for being, a great roadside attraction. So stay tuned. I've got a little bit of a drone video, flying around here, getting some footage. So, let's roll that clip.
Hey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Got to finish with a Lucy.
And that was, I made that video in honor of Lucy, won the #1 roadside attraction in America. And Marcus, you probably recognize most of that video was shot with one of Marcus's favorite techniques, the master shots.
Master shots. That's just what I was going to say. Hey, the other thing we mention is Lucy's in a little bit of trouble right now, Ron.
Yeah, because Lucy wouldn't, honor or whatever. I guess she earned a $500,000 donation or whatever for being the top roadside attraction. But that new Doge is going to take the money away from her.
It was from the federal government, and of course, Elon Musk's money saving thing. Yeah, we don't care about our heritage in the U.S. Just cut that funding.
Oh, poor Lucy the elephant.
Yeah.
She would have liked that money.
And the answer, somebody had a question in chat. Lori.
Lori said, "Can you sit on Lucy?"
Lucy. Well, if you pay the fee the tour, Lucy, you can go inside, and the steps will take you all the way to the top, which is called the hoopah. I'm not saying exactly right, but it's the Indian word like hoopah.
No,
yeah. And there's a bench up top there where you couldn't sit. I mean, you can stand under the hoopah. You can sit up there. So
Chuck and Laurie do all these vlogs, and they haven't even been to Lucy the elephant.
And many times I do a video around Lucy where people are standing up there in the hoopah waving to me.
So there's also
not that busy in the off season because it's cold up there.
There's a window in the back of Lucy. Tell them where that window is, Ron.
Oh yeah, well there's one like in the behind. Yeah. There's actually a couple more.
Yeah, right out.
And for April Fool's Day, they said they were going to spin Lucy around and have her trunk at the street instead of her butt or whatever. But that was just a
wind up.
Lucy
Let's look out this window
one time and got moved down there, but I think she's always facing the ocean.
Yeah,
Lucy's been there like over 100 years. Lucy's been there since almost 1900 or whatever.
Oh, brilliant.
So it's real heritage, really.
Yeah, I mean they spent millions rehabbing her a couple years back.
What's that? Is that lunch, Marcus?
She just brought it. Yeah.
Sourdough Jack.
Is that food?
Marcus, how's Sarah feeling today?
Must be food.
If anybody doesn't know, Sarah caught the drone meetup plague or whatever. Sarah was very sick.
Yeah, she's been very sick. She is starting to feel better. Obviously, she went out Jack in the Box to get this sandwich. However, a number of people at the meetup, surprisingly, not so much from the cruise. I know of one person that got sick from the cruise, but the rest of the people that got sick were all at the meetup, and we had at least 2 or 3 cases of COVID that I know of. And Ron, you never got tested. Ron got pretty sick too.
Well, we got home and tested, but the thing about COVID is the day we tested we didn't have it, but that doesn't mean we didn't have it a couple of days
the next day. Yeah.
So real quick, I want to do I got sick too. I knew I'd call for something. On tomorrow night's Drone Nation episode, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I can't even get the promo out. Captain
Hold it together.
Captain Ray Kelly will be our special guest tomorrow night.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. I'll be watching that one on catch up because that's past my bedtime.
And I hope they get Johnny Drill Flyer on too, but I haven't talked to him yet.
Oh, Johnny will come on. Johnny, he'll come on.
Johnny talk about did you guys hear while we were down there? One of the biggest drone announcements of the year came. The V-Copter Mini finally released to the public. It kind of as a Kickstarter type of thing, Indiegogo, where you had to pay up front for it, but you could order it now. It'll be arriving in June, and Johnny will have all the info on it tomorrow night.
He's a big V-Copter fan, isn't he?
Hey, Ron, I got a question for you. On Drone Nation, when are we going to have Carolyn on the show?
Well, anytime we can afford to pay her salary. No, we'd love to have all the Europeans on the show, but we know that requires you to be up at the
middle of the freaking night.
I know. It's like, God damn it.
I get up at 6 a.m. for work.
Well, what we're going to do when Marcus and I keep threatening to do this, but we get lazy. Sometime we're going to do like a drone
early show
where it's scheduled for you guys as prime time,
right?
8:00 at night or something like that. Whatever is prime time in the UK space is, and we'll do a live show and have you guys on because it's not bad for us. It's just that's afternoon or morning time. So yeah.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be excellent.
Morning for Marcus.
Yeah, good.
So, but we will have all the great European drone flyers on at some point when we start doing those shows for your time zone.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yes.
That's it. We've had our hour. That's it. It's over.
We went overtime.
Yeah. So.
That's because Ron Brown was on the show. If Ron Brown's on the show, you're going to go over.
I can't stop talking. It's my fault. But I want to thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks for coming on.
Playing my videos, I really appreciate that.
They're lovely. They're great.
Up with you guys. I mean, sorry, Steve couldn't be here that much, but he's having a great time in Florida, of course, on his vacation. And Terry's got to take care of his great grandchildren. So
but Terry in Disguise was brilliant. So
absolutely,
thank you, Caroline.
You say today because if I told the joke, this show would have bombed.
Yeah, we need that. We need to go.
This show would have been crap without Caroline.
It's a signature, isn't it?
I'm glad I could save today.
Yeah. All right. Have a great week, everyone. I'm going to hit the final button, which hopefully plays the outro. So, fingers crossed. See you.
Bye.